Okay, so today I have my next installment of I am just experimenting with this and I figured out something else I should have done differently. I did get these two ready to go and this one's pinned on there and I was getting ready to stitch it. I ended up doing something to hurt my shoulder and I wasn't able to use a rotary cutter or anything, so it kind of got set to the side for a little while. Now I'm feeling fine and I'm getting ready to start working on it again. You can see where I stitched around the first mat and then the second mat. And I realized this, of course, is a lot of thickness, even though I did take out that interfacing. And it suddenly occurred to me when I was watching something else the other day that there's no reason I need to have quite as many layers. I mean, I do have it doubled over, but I have it stitched. So let's see here. Unpin some of this. Oops. So yes, I have the 2 layers. That's the outside one, so it still has its interfacing. But realistically, I only need the bottom layer back to where it's stitched. So I realized I could have done that with my first layer that's, stitched right in there. I could actually have cut out the excess of that way back here. And then I would end up with way less out here at the end when I need to actually finish off the edge of this. So I'm in the process of unstitching and getting this round of stitching undone so that I can get back and I can cut the bottom layer of the dark right past this stitching line. Then I'll put the light purple one back on and I will stitch it, and then I will also not unstitch, I will cut the bottom layer of the light purple right beyond that stitching line, and then I will have 2 less layers out here where I'm needing to do the edge of the blue. So that's the next thing that I'm working on, undoing and then redoing. And then when I get this one stitched on, I can start working on my frame. So just wanted to give you a little update of why I haven't been working on it and what I need to do now that I am working on it. Okay, so I removed the extra fabric that was not bottom layer, and I put this mat back on, stitched it back around, and then I removed both the excess of the bottom layer and of the first mat from underneath there. So now all that I have there is this mat and the batting and the backing for bulk on the edge. Now I'm going to put this mat on and I will stitch this. Well, I'll figure out where I need to stitch this. I do have to figure out the frame, and I think the frame will come in about this far, so I'll probably stitch just inside there and then also remove that excess. And then we can get the frame done. Getting close. So now I have my frame pieces cut. I do need to miter the edges and then join them to make my frame. So that's the next step. Okay, so those pieces are cut. I have this folded in half. So there's my cut. And then I will take this piece and we're going to join those together. And I will stitch that side. And then I will stitch that side. And then that will make a nice miter like this. I did a little sample piece because I wanted to make sure it was going to work right. So you can see that I did one side, then I did the other side, and snipped where it joins. And then when you turn it and press it, it makes a nice corner. So that's what I'm going to be working on. Okay, got my seams stitched along those edges. I did make sure when I was joining the last one that I actually had it going the right direction so that it wasn't twisted, because that would be very bad. So now I'm gonna press these seams open like so, and notch that little notch. Make a little cut in that little notch, and then that will make the frame. Okay, got those clipped and turned and pressed. Hopefully it's actually does look like a picture frame with the nice little mitered corners. I haven't decided. I know I want to put some interfacing in here because the frame should be kind of stiff. I also might want to do some batting to give it a little more depth. I'm not quite certain. So I'm going to pause for here at the moment while I figure out my next step. Okay, so here we are going in reverse again, reverse progress. I had my frames together. I had my mats together. I had the frame ready to put on. And I was looking at it and thinking, I just didn't like the way these were bowing up so much. So I had a different idea with the frame, and then I went, oh, I should have done that with the mats. So I am unstitching again. And what I'm doing is I'm going back to where this is, making sure it's where I want it. And then I'm going to stitch right along this line or right inside it, because that will help keep this close to the fabric so there's actually no gapping and pooking out. And I'm going to do that all the way around this mat, and then I will put the next mat on and do that again. So, you know, this is what happens when you're experimenting with something new. You get to try it, and you find out what doesn't work. So now I know several things that don't work, and I'm learning some things that hopefully will work. Don't know if I'm ever going to do anything like this again, so I'm not sure if that knowledge will do me any good, but it's still good to know, I guess. Hopefully this will be the last time that I am redoing it, because I'm getting tired of redoing it, and I think pretty soon my fabric is going to fall apart from redoing it. So this is hopefully going to be it. We will get this stitched on and we'll see how it looks. I do like how this stays down. It still has the dimensionality of 3 different mats, but I think that it sits a lot better. It doesn't gape, which is good. I didn't want that. I didn't like that. So now I just need to fit the frame on there and do the stitching I'm doing there. I also do probably want to put some batting in that. I'm going to decide that once I get it stitched on. So we're making progress, or getting back to where we had been so we can make progress from here.